Hi, I'm Katie Barr. Welcome to Boca Matters. People enter politics for a lot of different reasons. It could be a calling, it could be a cause, it could be a career, it could be a combination. Our guest today had one reason for entering politics. She wanted to be the voice of the people of Boca Raton. I'm speaking, of course, of our guest, Deputy Mayor Andrea O'Rourke. Andrea, welcome so much to the show.
Hi, Katie. Thank you for having me.
It's great to have you. Even though I have to say it's a little bittersweet, I'm speaking for myself, and I'm sure most of the audience, we're going to really miss having you up there on the dais. And let's talk about some of the highlights.
Well, let me start by, first of all, saying along with you that I actually am having separation anxiety. Just the idea that I won't be able to be in the position where I can steer the city in the direction that I think is the way we should go on many things. So although it's time to go, I'm sad to leave as well. The other thing I want to comment on is I've never seen myself as a politician. Mm-hmm. Although people will say to me, how do you like being in politics? How do you like politics? We're in a nonpartisan position, and I truly have seen myself as a community servant. And have taken such joy and honor in being able to do that. So your question was reflecting back, what stands out?
Yeah.
So there are so many things. I mean, I could write a list of things that have happened. This is 6 years, sitting in that seat,
right,
which flew by. I feel that I have, as much as I could, as a single voice, holding the developers responsible for more beautiful buildings, more open space, building for people. You have rights to develop when you are. What are you bringing to our city? What are you leaving here for us? How are we gaining from what you're doing? So that's been really important to me. And then, of course, there's some great new parks I'm very happy about.
Oh, for sure, yes.
Lots of things.
So
many things that I'm just really starting to reflect on. We have a new train station, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Changing the way we address transportation. Everyone talks about traffic. They've been talking about traffic the whole 6 years I've been in office, and the year or two I was campaigning before that. How do we deal with that? We have to get cars off the road.
Right.
We have to build roads for people, not
Yes.
just cars. So those kind of things are important. New schools. We have a brand new elementary school. We've added middle school. We've rebuilt 2 schools. So there's just some things that have really made what I think are long-term changes.
You mentioned that 6 years that you've been on the council, and if memory serves me correctly, I think you might have been a reluctant candidate initially, which is kind of ironic because you've turned out, to be such a great public servant.
It wasn't part of my plan. I graduated from FAU, go Owls, with a degree in fine arts. But my background is art and design. And one of the things that attracted me, or the reason that I guess I was an outspoken citizen or resident, was that I wanted to see beautiful development. I want the aesthetic of what was happening in our city.
Sure.
Maintaining, as we move into the future, maintaining the culture and the identity of Boca Raton. So that kept drawing me in. And I was kind of a reluctant candidate because it wasn't a plan of mine. It wasn't something that I saw myself doing. But I was at city council often, at the podium on the other side, watching, giving my opinion, paying attention, and
fearless.
This, I guess.
It was meant to be. We're very grateful for that. Do you think, is there any unfinished business that, you wish you could just tie up some loose ends?
100%. My successor is already in place because he didn't have opposition, and so he qualified, and so he's in place. And I have the highest hopes for him. And I saw him today and said, I'm leaving you a long to-do list. I'm going to leave it right at my seat on the dais. Yes, I do. I'm very interested in what happens on the beach side of our community.
Yeah.
I'd love to see signage there and a more inviting environment. I would like to follow through and talk about the RFP, which is a request for proposal for urban planners to look at Palmetto Park Road in the downtown area to make it a safe place to walk and to play and to do business and increase our economics there by inviting more walkability. that what will happen in downtown in the future is on my list of unfinished business, and even the Midtown area
Right.
and the Boca Raton Innovation Campus area. That's all unfinished
much.
business for me.
Yeah.
So I'll be watching very closely.
You know, I've noticed since the Wildflower Park opened, the pedestrian traffic has just increased exponentially, which is excellent. I mean, that's what you want to see.
It's
you know?
really great because you want to invite walkers, but what are they walking to?
Right.
So when you look at Palmetto Park Road, it was really a highway built for cars.
Right.
And it's the heart of our downtown. So we have to reinvent what the plan is going into the future because we want the walkers. We want a real urban environment.
Right. Will you disappear totally from public life, or will we see you in any other shape or form?
So I've been in Boca for 43 years. I'm not planning on leaving. I might take a little break. I do want a vacation. But yeah, I think that I'm not sure I could help myself. I think
Right.
that I think I'll be here, and I think that when something comes up that I think is important and I have an opinion on it that I want to share, then you'll see me at the podium talking or writing or sitting here with you if I'm invited to, or wherever I can share thoughts and opinions.
So, any last advice you can give the residents, as far as having a voice in the city? What can we hope to do, as a resident?
Well, it's the old adage of the squeaky wheel, first of all. If we don't hear from you, we don't know. Sometimes, if it's per neighborhood situations or something that's important to individuals or that could affect the whole city. So I think it's important to pay attention to what's happening. Local politics, and again, I'm saying politics, but it's really government.
Right.
And this is what governs our day-to-day life. And those of us that serve publicly, locally, are available, and we're next door, we're at the supermarket. We're right here. So city council members and the mayor are very accessible. Take advantage of that, and watch meetings, come to meetings, pay attention to what's going on. What happens a lot is people will go, "How did that happen?"
Right.
Well, it might have been talked about for a year, but people don't realize that if they're not paying attention, all of a sudden something happens, something goes up, something changes, something comes down. People didn't realize it. So it's incumbent on the residents to pay attention to what's going on. The city does a great job, and I have to give kudos to staff. I really have been very supported by the city staff. They're very knowledgeable. They've been there for many years, most of them. And the communication has gotten better and better since I've been in office. They, know before you go when there's events and putting out newsletters and,
Right.
Monthly updates on everything that's going on from fun events to, to waste management and, your roads and hurricane preparedness. And the city does, I think, a really good job at communicating. And I would pay attention to that. Sign up for alerts from the city of Boca
Sure.
Raton.
Yes. Well, Deputy Mayor, it's been a pleasure speaking with you, and we wish you and your husband George all the best in the future, and hope to see more of you.
Thank you so much, and thank you for everything that you do as well. Thank
My
you
pleasure.
so much.
That's it for today, everyone. Thanks for joining us. If you have any questions or comments, please send them in to bocafirst.org.